I was sitting on the couch for hours, staring at my tank, thinking to myself, what if I moved that rock? That plant could use a trimming. I could change that plant for something. What if I... Welcome to the vicious cycle of aquascaping. All aquascapers have felt this before. The urge to completely change the layout of an aquarium, because it's a satisfying experience that lets me explore new ecosystems. And I had this feeling for a few days. I was up late at night, drawing aquascapes and researching new plants, all in an attempt to satisfy this urge. To share my excitement and to get different perspectives on the drawings I made, I ran a poll on Instagram and this drawing was the winner. So with a plan in mind, I was already feeling the high of aquascaping, but I needed more. On day 1, I stopped the filter and the heater and removed all the inhabitants of the tank, because I'm gonna be removing the water to get full access to the tank. With my net, I removed my betta moon, my shrimps, and my mystery snail, and I put them in a bucket full of tank water to keep them safe while I do the rescape. Then I removed the big plants. Their root systems were really big, so the water got cloudy very fast. It was my swamp now. I dug for treasure and found my Oko stones, and this is what I have. They're all different shapes and sizes, and I really love the look of them. I kept some of the old substrate and piled it in the middle because it helps to keep some beneficial bacteria, which is important for the tank's health. Now that I had my base, I was ready to start aquascaping. This is the part that makes me the most excited. It's like being a painter in front of a blank canvas. I added some Tropica aqua soil. I focused on the back of the tank and added at least 5 inches. This technique helps to create an illusion of depth into the aquarium. I also pushed it away from the front glass to leave some space for gravel, and then I completely forgot I had a plan. The creative process of aquascaping is my favorite. Once I start, I can't stop. And so I completely zoned out in the moment and I forgot I was filming. I was absorbed in my thoughts and completely focused on aquascaping. I placed the stones from biggest to smallest because it's easier that way. Finally, I added some gravel in the front and I created a path on the right because I remembered someone on Instagram telling me it would look pretty. Now that I had my hardscape done, I was getting more and more excited to continue the process. I misted my substrate with water and it was time to plant. I started with my 2 biggest plants. I put them in the back right of the gravel path. I always start with my big plants since they have a huge root system and I want to leave space for them. I had some tissue culture plants, all thanks to Tropica. Now if you've never used them before, I recommend taking them out of the cup and separate them where the roots and the leaves meet. I've got this carpeting plant that looks like a string of pearls, this rotala that's apparently really red, big expectations here, and this plant that's labeled difficult to take care of, so I'm really excited to see how these will grow. After planting the tissue cultures, I added some background plants to really fill up the tank. I filled the tank back up with water, and right when I was gonna turn on the filter, nothing. I tried opening it, disassembling it, cleaning it, but nothing was working. So the tank looked like this on day 1. It was very cloudy and messy since I didn't have a working filter. I was feeling really disappointed because I wanted to continue aquascaping, but it was difficult with the cloudy water. I went to bed kind of frustrated, but I had a backup plan. On day 2, I got a new filter, and it's the AquaClear AC20. The tank cleared up nicely and I was able to see more details. I added some more small plants, pieces of driftwood, and some gravel to make the whole aquascape come together. After day 2, I was tired, sore, and exhausted. I had spent more than 10 hours on the tank already. It's a beautiful thing, aquascaping, but very tiring, both mentally and physically. On day 3, I was super happy with the results. The water was clear, moon was swimming happily, and the scape looked gorgeous. This is the peak of the rescape process, when you get to see your aquascape with clear water and your fish back in it. I'm really happy with it, and now comes the time to wait and see how it all grows together. I'm very proud of the depth I was able to achieve that I thought was missing in my old scape. I've got a lot of pink and red plants, and I'm really eager to see how it will all turn out. The aquascaping itch was scratched for now.